What up, my freaks? RuinusInsight here with part 59 of my Total Warhammer 3 Vlad and Isabella Immortal Empires campaign. So as we saw last time, the end is finally in nigh. Not the end of the campaign, mind you, but rather the end of the time of relative peace, as we have rolled the Vampiric ascension endgame scenario, which means a new vampire wars is upon us as the other vampire lords rise again against Vlad. And this really feels like the most loreful option we could possibly get, because I think we all know that this is exactly what would happen if the vampires were to get an absolutely massive vampire empire. Especially with Manny in the picture. Speaking of Manny, he's pretty darn far away from us, and he's the most likely to benefit massively out of this. Now, the question with regards to this cataclysm, or this endgame scenario, is where exactly the enemies are going to spawn. Now, as you guys have said in the comments from the previous episode, they will be spawning at the locations of other vampire lords. My question is, will they actually spawn at Castle Drakenhof, for example, because we own it, and then technically no other faction should rise here, but maybe it could be just some other faction. Because I know that if you own the Black Pyramid and you get the, I forget the name of the Tomb King one, the Sentinel one, the Black Pyramid of Nagash endgame scenario, they still rise all around you, so the thing is, it could happen around Castle Drakenhof in theory. The other thing is it only legendary lords that cause us to rise? What about minor factions like Templehof? Will they rise again? Will Khalid al-Muntazir rise again at the Silver Pinnacle? Because we have nobody... Well, actually, these guys are kind of near here if that should happen, though we should probably build a wall or an upgrade or something just in case. And you know what, Desolation of Drakenmore, let's upgrade you right now while we're here. And then lastly, what about the Red Duke? The Red Duke isn't a playable legendary lord, but he is a legendary lord. So that's kind of a question as well. So what, do we have massive armies at Blackstone Post and at Mousillon as well? Well, I guess we'll see in 8 turns, so let's start making our way to that time. Now, Vlad, we're gonna start moving you. We have a lot to do with armies to kill. Both Festus and Bellicor are nearby, and we want to probably approach them as much as possible. Wait, Tech Thief, do you have any tech to steal? 2 turns, eh? Alright, go to Salzenmund. We want to approach to these guys. Now, this will cause us attrition, we're not fully healed, but Vlad doesn't really care about that. What we really want is, of course, to get Vlad his, get Vlad Bellicor's defeat trade. Bell of the Ball is just too good not to get, so... Damn, did I move you right? I hope I did. But I didn't screw that up.
Vlad von Carstein.
Please still be able to ambush? Yes, okay. So you're gonna go here, you're gonna go into ambush, mostly so that these guys don't know you're here. I'm hoping this will mean they'll move somewhere closer to Middenheim, and neither one can attack it anyway, so it doesn't really matter. And then Vlad should, in theory, be able to catch them. I would have just stayed here with Vlad, but the thing is, Bellicor's army is relatively weak, and we don't have any way to stop his army. What he might also do is just declare war on Theodoric Gosser and try to take Dietershofen. Then I guess we just kill Festus and try to catch him afterwards. We really need another Banshee. Also, there was another comment in the previous episode about giving Draika the Lorelorn Forest, and I completely agree. Draika deserves another gift, so we're gonna tell her to occupy this directly. Hopefully she goes there for herself instead of having Zoltathios march all the way up there. You never know with the AI, but I really like this army, and I'm hoping we can get it back to doing some stuff for us a little bit later on. Though our own Draika campaign will probably launch in the next day or two for those waiting for that. Same with the Skaven campaign. I'm just waiting for the patch here. Now, who else needs to move? We do have a lot of money to spend, but if there's battles, we'll get more money, which means we will have, well, more problems, but not really. Now, you could move and suffer attrition as well. Do you need help to attack Morkheim? No, you don't. You're fine. You're fine. Just march stance, take the attrition, it's fine. It's possible that we could go from here in 1 turn, but should we risk it? I'm not entirely sure that we should. These places... Well, actually, we can move fairly far like this. It doesn't seem like we're stopped a lot, so maybe we could do this without suffering attrition. Alright, Squid, let's risk it. Just to contradict myself immediately. Now, Tech Thief, you're heading up to Morgheim. You've got very little tech thievery left. Though I'm disinclined to send you to... disinclined to send you south for now, once again, to avoid those oracles. You know what, just go to the Sunken Kernark. And just cross it if you can. Cross the water, I mean. Because then we'll have an extra turn or so to go after the Sunken Kernark. And, oh damn, you can't cross the water? Well, hopefully you can next turn. Not that we really care that much about it, because most of our good research is done already. Most of it, anyway. Rudy, you're going to attack in a second. We're just going to move everybody else around. PD, you are going to Misty Mountain. And, oh, right. I forgot that Queek was sieging Edmund here. You know what? That's fine. And we're going to let him siege it. We're going to let him siege it because if we destroy this army, they will just build more units. But if we allow it to stay there, it may just die. Yeah, alright, Pete, move out. It may just die, by which I mean it'll either continue sieging for a while, and it'll essentially take up slots that the enemy can't use to build more forces, which I really prefer in this situation. Alrighty. Really would rather destroy the faction. Roddy, what's your move gonna be? You could attack Akarak the Crow here. You are at full HP now. We also have the transfer stuff option, though I guess we'll wait until Carrick Vlag is maxed out. Carrick Doom, Tribe Slaughter, I guess we can upgrade it for our allies. And do we build a Gibbet here to get them a little bit of income? Gibbet and walls for them? Yeah, fine. Don't necessarily need the Gibbet, but you know, these guys are already supporting 2 armies, they'll probably want to support more. And ooh, look, these guys are actually building some decent units. Streltsy and Armored Khazars. If I know anything about my my Boris campaign, it's that those guys can sure do a lot. Now, Wolfric, we're gonna leave you as you are. Hopefully you can go after Fort Ostrosk, but Throggy, we may have to move somebody to deal with you at the Tower of Crack, as in summon a temporary lord here. As for which temporary lord, we could get Maldwin back up yet. Oh no, we can't, one more turn, damn. Waldekir Ratep, you're a pretty good option to level up in general, but so is the Strigoi. Generally, probably want to prefer the Blood Dragons because they just have better traits to reduce the army costs. But the Strigoi is tough, and I did want to get the specific Strigoi. We can't get Waller again for many a turn. These guys we don't really care about. Oh. How's this guy? Another disciplined regular vampire lord, but would we use him over von Carstein or a Strigoi or a Blood Dragon? Somehow I doubt it. Yeah, let's just go with Dirk again. He can fight, and then, yeah, he can fight Throg, and if we need to, we'll do something with Waldekir. Alright, now you. You might as well summon a few units here. They're probably going to siege, but if they do, that's fine. They're gonna take a while to do so. Let's just get some cheap spears. Couple cheap warriors, as usual. Oh wow, no corpse carts here. That's unfortunate. We'll still get the Crypt Horse, because I always like having one in the army, as you guys well know by now. And then we'll do that. We want 2 more skeleton warriors. Honestly, I really doubt that they'll siege here, but you never know. Let's do that. And then if we come upon a weak army... Oh, actually, maybe it's good if these guys don't attack. Maybe they'll head down to Zoyshank and to Fort Ostrosk and Fort Strogoff and just destroy these guys so we can and give them their stuff. Somebody also suggested possibly reviving the Castalton faction, the Orthodoxy. I don't know whether we actually have the capability of doing so, though. As in, whether it's actually possible for us to do so. And how exactly would we do it? By forcing rebels? I mean, I suppose Vampiric Corruption can do it, but everybody appears to be corrupted already. We'll see. You definitely want Spirit Leech. Man of the Unliving, yeah, this is good. You don't have Unliving Host, which is unfortunate, but oh well. Alrighty, everybody's good up here. Let's go to the next Lord. Peter Roderick. Alright. We were in the middle of deciding whether to attack you. The thing is, while we probably want to, it may not be super beneficial to do so right now. Simply because if we're about to do the End is Nigh fight, we may actually have to move you southward to deal with some of this. So, Roddy, you're going south. At least for now. We already have fights here, quite a few of them in fact, and we're most likely going to be fighting with the Dolgan shortly. Whereas the other factions may be a little bit too afraid to declare war on us. Even Archaon. Does Archaon's invasion still happen, or no? Do we still... Or is this the only endgame scenario? Huh. I never even considered that. Well, I guess we'll see. Now, Yos, you are gonna grab this. Real quick, approach a carcass, yes. And auto-resolve that. Oh, wow, you got damaged. It's fine, though. Get the money. And then we're going to send Yos back. We're going to send him to... Oh, nice, he got a corpse thief. Been a while since we gotten one of those, but I'm happy for you, buddy. And a decent amount of magic. Or, income, but yeah, dark magic. Now we could grab Stormhenge while we're here. Or we could leave that to somebody else. Hey, you know what? Let's leave this to somebody else. I have no idea whether the enemy will spawn at Castle Drakenhof, and Yos is fairly close to it, so I think we'll let him go and deal with that situation, if in fact it does occur. Alright, and then you can join Yos in the water somewhere. Splish splash. Now, also, while we're here, Determined, Dread Incarnate, Aggressive. Okay, now I don't like any of these, so we're gonna summon them and delete them until we get a disciplined one for Yos. Everyone in his army must be disciplined. This is the only way. The only thing that he will accept. Which, you know, from a Blood Dragon's perspective, or an RP perspective, seems pretty appropriate as well. Doing pretty good lorefully, I think, so far, especially with the Vampire Wars and the other stuff. Ooh, Renki, I completely forgot that Kolek had moved into March Stance beside you. Okay, we're gonna fight this in a second. Edmund... You don't need to move, I just want to check anybody else who needs to move. Do you need to summon anything else just in case here? I don't think so, but you know what? 4 and 1 Crypt Horror, and that's it, alright. There we go. These 2 armies should be able to prevent anybody from attacking us. We still have the potential worry at Hell Pit. What's the likelihood that Wolfric attacks it without sieging, though? I think he'd siege it. It's fairly unlikely. So, yeah, let's just keep Aldous here. We'll stay near the lair of the Troll King. We want to upgrade this? Yeah, go for it. Balefire Hearth. Actually, we don't need to. We already have maxed out Vampiric Corruption here. Yeah, alright. Alrighty, now I think we've done a little bit too much admin, so... Where are you, Renki? Time for you to fight, buddy. Now, you're gonna be fighting Kolek, so we may want to take a look at what you're sporting over here, both in terms of your points as well as the other stuff. I still haven't decided between Ghoul King of Ashuron and Claws of Morcaine for you. I know I said I wanted to do Claws of Morcaine because we did Ghoul King of Ashuron on the other guy, but since he's a master of the Black Arts, it feels like we may want to keep the Claws of Morcaine for the other Strigoi, but we'll see. We'll see. It really depends on whether we actually get the Strigoi into a proper army at some point or not, which is why I'm just going to hold on to the points for now. Now, you have Command of the Unliving Spirit Leech, Invocation of Nehek, you have the Unliving Host. You are still going to benefit massively from buffing up your Crypt Horrors, so we should get Creatures of the Night, although actually 6 charge bonus is kind of trash. You know what, I probably should have just gone for Immortal Horror. Yeah, fine, let's get Darkling Skies and then straight to Immortal Horror after. I kind of regret getting that extra point in the Unliving Host now that I think about it, but oh well. Would have rather had the Immortal Horror for this particular fight. Now, this is otherwise looking pretty good to me. Let's get Wind of Death maxed out, even though it's not going to be too valuable in this. Mostly because the enemy have a lot of giants and stuff. You know what, let's get Curse of Years. This might be one of the rare situations where it would be more beneficial than just casting Wind of Death. You, my friend, also need to get a Staff of Damnation. Oh, we're out of Staffs of Damnation. Well, that's just unfortunate. Huh. I'm not gonna bother giving you armor and stuff, although we still need to do a few things, as in give a few units a few armors and stuff, but you're not one of them, so... Boo-hoo. You, Dawnstone, do we have a better option here? We have an Obsidian Lodestone, which is garbage, and we're going to try to turn it into something else, and not damn, I was hoping for Talisman of Endurance, but alas, we don't have one, so I can see why you're using the Dawnstone, Potion of Toughness, and Wand of Jet. Okay, I guess you can keep all of those. Glittering Scales could also be useful on you. You know what? Let's give you a Glittering Scales for now. And I think that's about it. Alrighty, let's get to this. So this should be a fairly difficult fight, which means it should be a pretty enjoyable one. Here we go. I probably should have had the Assassin do something to this. Anyway. It really does seem like the Ghoul Kings rarely say it is done compared to everybody else. Anyway, here we go, and we've got ourselves a choke point map, which is pretty interesting, and actually works in our favor, interestingly enough. If this was Roderick's army, this would very much not be in our favor, as his massive piles of ghouls and fast-moving units would not be able to move around the enemy, as you cannot Vanguard deploy on these maps on their side. But in this particular situation, we have enough infantry and enough crypt horrors to basically block the entire choke point and then force the enemy units to deal with this. And it also works out really well because the enemy army is full of larger units which have a bad habit of interfering with each other and preventing each other from hitting. Especially where ogres are concerned, but, well, these aren't ogres, but, well, there are dragon ogres, so they're ogre enough for our purposes, I suppose. Anyway, here we go. We're going to move our flyers out to annoy the enemy as fast as possible. Our 3 Terrorgeists, or 2 Terrorgeists and Lord, all breathing at the same time on enemy trolls and Chaos Spawn. Gonna knock, looks like 3-ish down. And I'm going to dish out a little bit of damage to them as well. Might as well get the damage in there, and we're just going to fly around annoying this army until they're ready to move in on us. Now, I suppose we don't have a lot of spells here that could damage a lot of these units, but we do have Spirit Leeches. Kolek is here, and if he doesn't want to fight, we can get a lot of Spirit Leeches on him, because we not only have Master of the Dark Arts, or Black Arts rather, but we also have Spirit Leech, the spell, as well. And there we go, there's the second one. And we're just going to keep this up until Kolek's ready to fight. And we're also going to keep covering and flying around with our flyers until we can drop in and assassinate him. At the very least until the rest of his army moves, and then we can isolate and hopefully kill him. Now the enemy does have some decent units here, like the Bilious Thunderguff, the Aspiring Champions, the Severed Claw. And I believe they have the Forsaken, the Demon Spew, yeah, as well. Which are all decent. Alrighty, and it looks like the anthill's been kicked. They're heading towards us through this choke point. Ah, if only we had little Groms. This is why I want the access to the units of our new Kislefite vassal, since the Druzhina Enclave failed to give that to us. But I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful with the amount of stuff that we're going to give our new allies that they will be able to give us little Groms. I really would have liked to have them for our Vampire Wars, and the same thing goes for like Hellstorm rocket batteries and stuff, but well, there will be plenty more stuff to kill afterwards. Alrighty, here comes the enemies, and they're going to start off by stupidly sending all of their warhounds into our skeleton spears. We're also going to be summoning zombies directly behind them while they do that, and oh wow, Kolek's going to bombard these summoned zombies rather than our skeletons. Huh, interesting. Usually the AI is pretty good at not doing that, or at least it has been lately, doing pretty good at ignoring zombies and focusing the spells where they're a little bit more advantageous. But I guess not this time around. More zombies coming in to blunt the charge of all the enemy chaos trolls and spawn and all that sort of stuff. And most of the army is coming in, and here we go. 3 giants, plenty of other giant units, more trolls coming in, though a unit of dragon ogres is staying back to defend Kolek. We are going to overcast our unliving command of the unliving here and summon crypt horrors on the ground so that we can drop in on Kolek with our 3 vulture-like Terrorgeists that have been circling Kolek this entire time. One dropping in from each side, and then Renki will also drop down upon him as well, and there we go. Interestingly enough, using the Terrorgeists a little bit more like great eagles or like manticores. Probably not the most efficient way to do it, but when you have a giant target like Kolek, we don't really need to separate them. Otherwise, I would have sent them to kill a Chaos Giant each, so that they didn't interfere with each other. But in this situation, we're keeping Kolek from the front lines and all of these extra units from the front lines, and there are a fair few units here. The Dragon Ogres, which are obviously anti-large, this unit of Forsaken, plus we're continuously taking range damage from those Marauder Horsemen as well. So it is a slightly dangerous situation for our Terrorgeists. Though Kolek should fall fairly shortly, as he has been taking Spirit Leeches this entire time. Only he didn't have that massive amount of, that massive health pool to draw upon. And man, Kolek makes Terrorgeists look tiny. Ooh, nice sync hit there. I love when the units get knocked back like that. Though that headbutt that the giant does to the dragon is definitely one of my more favorite ones. Anyway, let's see what we're looking at here. Kolek is just about done. In fact, he is broken and very tired. Renki's kind of been beat up as well, and he now has to take care of all these dragon ogres. We actually had to move one of our Terrorgeists out of the fray as well, as it was getting surrounded and kind of badly beat up by those anti-large dragon ogres. That said, definitely worth trading this much HP for Kolek, and we should be able to overcast an Invocation of Nehek on them fairly shortly, though obviously with our Necromancer, because the Ghoul Kings don't have that kind of mastery to overcast it. Also, the front lines look to be going our way. Look at all those Crypt Horrors moving in and taking care of those spawn. Giants will be overwhelmed, brought down, and presumably eaten by all these Crypt Horrors. Some chariots coming in, but we have the superior chariot in our Mortis engine here. Oh, and there is another unit of Dragon Ogres. It's not just the ones that were guarding Kolek. Fair enough. Actually, a nice little fight between our Crypt Horrors and the Dragon Ogres and the spawn and stuff. I kind of like the fact that this was the army that fought here, since it's one of our armies that's the most focused on monstrous infantry, and the enemy has a ton of monstrous infantry as well. Bilious Thunderguff is still standing, and I think these giants will probably be the last on the field. One last Spirit Leech brings Kolek down in the background as he runs from the field. We've also nearly destroyed this unit of Dragon Ogres, plus this unit of Chaos Trolls. I was going to say Armored Trolls, but no, regular Chaos Trolls, though we are still taking damage on all of our Terrorgeists, and they're looking pretty okay. And I do like the fact that we managed to separate the army like this. It did work out fairly nicely. Good job, everybody. And it looks like the enemy is just about done. This flank is completely collapsed. The giants are still holding, or these two giants are still holding, though the third one is just about brought down. I really do wish that there were a few more swarm animations, as it were, you know, like giant units getting completely swarmed by, like, I don't know, skeletons or rats or something, and just brought down with, like, smaller infantry units, especially units like Skaven and such, and just crawling all over the giants and just, like, stabbing them in the eyes and stuff. I feel like I would expect that more. Especially with the slow movement of the giants. And obviously the same thing for, like, Hydro Titans and stuff, though I don't imagine. Actually, that would be pretty cool. I was just saying, I don't imagine they would be able to harm a Hydro Titan by stabbing it with their little tiny Skaven swords, at least not the basic clan rats and Skaven slaves. But it would still be neat to have, like, a Hydro Titan completely covered in a swarm of units and just moving around completely unharmed as they slowly drop off it. Anyway, looks like the battle is just about ours. A giant goes down in the fray and knocks a few Graveguard out. Hopefully didn't kill too many of them, but we should be able to heal them up. And the rest of them are just going to shatter and run. Bilious Thunderguff maintained about half HP, but hey, if Kolek died, we could have easily killed him with our Terrorgeists if they weren't busy keeping a good, I don't know, maybe quarter of the enemy army and a decent amount of elites away from the fray. And there we go. Alrighty, now we're just going to heal up a little bit, though it looks like we don't actually need that much healing. Renki's a little bit beat up, but he has reached his healing cap. And same with one of the Terrorgeists, a little bit on the healing cap, but otherwise, even our infantry aren't really that hurt. One of the Skeleton Spears and one of the Graveguard, and that's it. Looks like the losses are very minor. Honestly, I was expecting a lot more infantry losses, though I guess the anti-large Skeleton Spears did manage to win it here. Good job, Renki. Good job. Alright, there we go. Not too bad, and yes, that is why I regretted not getting Immortal Horror. Really, the only damage that we ended up taking was Renki because he hit his healing cap. Although, to be fair, he did do quite a good job with his two Terrorgeists together, fighting Kolek and those Dragon Ogres and the Forsaken and all those other little units that were around them, while the rest of the army fought the main line. Pretty happy with the result. We're gonna take the money, because, well, we might as well start building up money. We're gonna need it for our Vampire Wars, and bonus versus large plus 20 for Renki, which is kind of amusing, considering he's already on a Terrorgeist. Yeah. Alright. Corpse Cart Unholy Lodestone for Eugene. Oh, well, isn't that just well? And a third other Trickster Shard. Really gotta figure out who other than Rudy to give that to. Who does a ton of magic damage? Now, oh, Pregnus Trolltooth. Okay, I guess that's a reason for Roddy to be down here then. I'm glad that I preemptively sent him down here, assuming that we'd have to fight this, but yeah, there's a lot of stuff to do here with these ogres and stuff. We're probably going to help out our allies as well, as the problem with them is if they lose too much of the Darklands, it'll come back to bite us, so we're going to have to work for it. Now, Renki. The question is, where do we send you, my friend? Huh. Wait, why aren't you suffering attrition here? It's allied territory, but there's no vampiric corruption, and before we did suffer attrition in our friendly territory. It doesn't matter. Let's see. We could send you to Karak Varag, in theory, if we wanted to, and either sack it or raise it. The sack value is almost nothing. It's because it's an ogre territory. I really don't like the ogres. What's the highest value ogre territory we have here? Yeah, look at the sack value on even tier 3 territories. It's just like nothing. It's probably not even worth sacking. We're better off just raising the entire place and allowing our allies to take it over. Really, I'd prefer to give it to them directly. Wink. Now, we could just declare war on these guys and go after the Eagle Eyries. Aren't you guys Kolek's vassal? Yeah, you are. So, not fighting you seems like a waste. So maybe we'll just start moving up to the Eagle Eyries. Move you up here, and I think we'll be able to attack this next turn. Put you into channeling stance just in case we start suffering attrition next turn, in case there's some sort of bug or something. Let's get you Immortal Horror. As well as, well, we should start moving through Creatures of the Night. Grave Eaters is for Crypt Ghouls only, and you're a Crypt Horror only army, Renki, so none of that for you. Although, ironically, the Unliving Host would have buffed to them too. Maybe we're better off replacing the Skeleton Spears with more Crypt Ghouls, but then it would turn into too similar of an army to Roderick's, and I don't want that. They're different for a reason. Also, everybody here needs more Necromancers. Everybody needs more Necromancers to replace their Corpse Guards. But... yeah, you know what, just keep the Skeletons for now. Maybe we'll replace them with Graveguard or something like that. Either way, we still have to spend the point, and that point is going to go to Creatures of the Night for our Crypt Horrors. And you're going to stay there. There we go. Alrighty, who else needs to move? Rudy, I'll get to you, man. I'll get to you. Relax. Yos Edmund is who again? Oh, he's the guy that's temporarily summoned here to deal with Queek? Yeah, that's fine. Oh. Huh.
No, I blame you.
Now I have to wonder, would Queek fight this in the field, or would he run away?
No.
Before I was thinking we want to destroy him, or just like force him to stay here, and then destroy the faction, which will force him to attack anyway. But now I'm thinking, how long will it take Pete to get here? 1 to 2 turns, depending on how long it actually takes to reach this with a non-march stance. Most likely these armies will also try to run away. But if you were to defeat Queek in battle... what do we have in the garrison here? Nah, the garrison's kind of trash. We could probably win. Yeah, but then the problem is if he runs. You know what, I'm not going to risk it, because if he runs away, we could beat him, but if he decides not to fight this, he'll run, and then he'll jump somewhere else, like to Dringo Karaz, and then it'll be a whole thing. So let's just not. Let's just have Pete deal with it. Alrighty, well that's everybody here. Let's do the Tech Thieves, then let's attack with Rudy, spend our money, and end the turn. Assassin, you shall begin. You are on guard. You can assassinate this guy if you wanted to. Yeah, go for it, why not? Hey, oh, you failed. It's been a while since you failed. Come on, assassin. You're our one assassin. And we're using you here rather than in Rudy's army. You gotta step it up. Tech Thief. You're heading up to, I guess all of these guys, doesn't really matter. Next Tech Thief. Oh, we should also double check diplomacy. Yeah, start stealing tech from Nagashazar. I mean, why not? While we're here. Boost income. Man, and then we're gonna have to withdraw all of our Tech Thieves back to Drakenhof later to boost our income there. You next Tech Thief, you got 5 turns left. I mean, you could head to the Massive Orcal, but I think that these guys are dead. Actually, this army is pretty pathetic. They probably won't be able to conquer this, but Durthu's around here. I'm just gonna hope that they can manage without our intervention. You know what? Go here. If we're going to be fighting Mousillon and actually Blackstone Post, there will be plenty of tech to steal in 8 turns for you, although... Yeah, okay. But yeah, there's a very high likelihood that we'll be fighting Mousillon. In fact... Yeah, but the guarantee is at Blackstone Post of the faction's revival, not so much at Mousillon. Alrighty, fine. Last Tech Thief. 2 turns, steal at Port of Secrets, 54, eh? What about here? 74? Go for that. Are you actually able to reach it? I think so. About to find out. Alright, good. I believe that's everybody other than Rudy, who I forgot about last episode because of this stupid nonsense. Really? It still makes me salty, but anyway. Let's just send him in, kill them all by himself, or maybe with a few other units. I suppose we could heal up the Mortis engines and the single entities, if nothing else, while Rudy kills everybody in the settlement. Just not gonna bother sending the other units because I don't want them to get damaged by towers or something. And I'm just gonna max speed this. I'm almost tempted to get like an auto-resolve override mod for situations where, like, there's really no reason to fight this. I mean, as long as you use it responsibly, you should get some benefits from it. And oh, it's this version of the map but High Elves. I haven't seen this. Alrighty, you 3. Plus you 2. Group 1. Start battle, go. Go, 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 go. Where are the enemy units? You gotta be kidding me. Did they not spawn in the chaos? They did. Alright, Rudy, attack. Start summoning the zombies. Not that I think you need them, mind you, but you might as well. Like so, and Forbidden Rod yourself. Alright, here come the Mortis engines and the slow necromancers, and let's speed it back up to full. And I'll right the tower. Nah. We can just kill everything. The tower doesn't really matter. I doubt it's gonna do enough damage because we could just out-heal whatever damage it does. And there we go, those units are running, and I do imagine the battle will be over soon, as long as they all come here and actually fight, rather than, you know, not. Summon more zombies. Honestly, we could be telling everybody to summon zombies. Hey, can summoned units capture locations? I've never tried. I feel like they... Huh. No, actually I have no idea. I suppose it does feel like it might be abusable, and you gotta be kidding me. That didn't end the battle? There's another unit alive in there somewhere? Alright. All of you go... Ah, there it is. Hey. You're actually hurting our Mortis engine. That's so rude. Heal the Mortis engine, please. Oh, did I just heal you yourself? Ah, it doesn't matter. The Mortis engine will heal. Speed up to max, and... there it is. Completely necessary game, because yeah, clearly our Mournguls would have died fighting this, and we would not have supported them with our heals, or with our Lord, or with our Necros, or anybody. No, we would have just fed them to the enemy towers. Also, how do the Mortis engines always get equal damage? That's one thing I don't understand about their function, because their damage aura doesn't stack. So how are they always getting the same amount of kills? And the same amount of, damage? Does the aura take turns? We are in Slaneshi territory, but yeah, I have no idea. Huh. I gotta look into it. Because if the aura doesn't stack, how exactly is this happening? Shouldn't it be skewed towards one of them? Maybe the game recognizes when there's two and just averages it or something? Well, either way. Occupy Misnar, please. And there we go. We're going to give this to Altharian. Altharian's one of the ones that we didn't use the join war thing, though I might still do it. But I want to give them this territory, and just then for the principle of the thing. And then I want to take Torkar and then give it to the Avalorn faction as well. I mean, if we're forcing them to join a bunch of wars, it's only fair. Because we were going to do that anyway, you know? I don't want it to make any massive difference with regards to our actions, other than saving time. Now, time to spend a little cash. Gibbet or growth? Gibbet or growth? Well, we won't be getting Agrul, Migdal, or Gorgazan for a while, most likely. I'm thinking growth is probably going to be more valuable. Especially since there's no vampiric corruption here, or at least there ain't much. Alright, next up, Ergig. Let's go with you. Although Krudenwald's more likely to be attacked, Ergig's more valuable. Floating Village we can ignore for now. Winter's Teeth Pass ignored. Fort Stroghoff, please die, Fort Stroghoff. I'm so sick of you. Just die. What do we have here? Kirk Doom. I will get back to you because we want to save the money here. As in, we don't need to do this right now, as we will be giving it to the Ice Court. And there are other things that we can upgrade that would give us more value. Middenheim, yes, like you, like a gallows. And also, I think you have everything that you need. Other than potentially one of these things, but we can't really be spending money on that right now. I mean, we can, but we won't. Carrick Hearn, you're gonna need walls. We don't know what the Vampiric Wars are gonna turn into, or the Vampire Wars are gonna turn into, so let's not do anything too risky. Linsk, yes, definitely want to hold on to Erengrad, and definitely want to build a pottery shack, or whatever it's called, and a gibbet. Kislev, I would upgrade you, I would, but not now. Ekron, we have you maxed out, but we do need the walls here, and maxed out, I mean the gibbet. And everything else I think we can hold off on. We're still making a very decent amount of cash, so everything will get built. Now let's get the Dark Iron mining pit here. And everything else I think is fine. Vaults, you're up next. Xerixil, you're going to cost 4,800. Yeah, I think we can hold off on paying for that one. It's a little bit much. And Grom Peak. You are... which... oh. You could be under threat in theory if these guys spawn a massive army around here. And I suppose the same thing goes for Zofpar. Yeah, damn, I'll just build the walls just in case. Dromar, you're okay, at least for now. We'll develop you later. You know what, Grand Peak, fairly unlikely. We're still gonna get Yoss down here after all. He should be able to take care of this. Also, what is this place? It's Rib Peaks. Irana Mountains. No, you're good. Blasted Wastes, looks good to me. Crooked Fang, Fort, Dringo Karaz, and Spike Peak. No, we're not upgrading you because you're all 4,800. Yellow territories. Aha, Gold Mine and Black Crag, definite yes. Iron Mining Pit, yes at Iron Rock, and we have to upgrade Iron Rock as well. And character... Wait, we could upgrade either both or Black Crag itself. These are easier to upgrade, most likely. Damn it, fine. Go for the Accursed City first. And honestly, we should probably get rid of the Charnel Pit for now. Well, then again, the growth would help with these guys. Yeah, fine. Keep it. 9 turns, though. Pretty steep. And let's do that again. And which location was this? Death Pass. Alright, Deadrock Gap. Mount Gunbad, yes, there is a gallows at the high place. Blightwater. Carrick Asgal, ooh. Yeah, definitely want those walls, and you're already upgrading your gibbet. And just to manually take a look at a few things, you need walls. You very much need walls. Berikvar is also a really good province, isn't it? Furs, salt, and dyes, and a port, and a 4 settlement area. Alright, I believe that's all the cash we got now. And it also means we're ready to end the turn and see what exactly is going to happen up here. And with regards to Vlad, alright. Unassigned skill points, yada yada yada. Important stuff. I probably could have done diplomacy again, but we can do it next turn as well. And yeah, I think I'm just gonna force all the elves to join war now. Once again, I don't think it'll matter that much. Since we've drawn Vampiric Ascension, the elves aren't gonna help. They're not going to make any kind of difference, really, and it really just saves time and doesn't really change anything. Queek, no. Let the elves fight. If they die, they die, and if they live. We'll let the auto resolves between the AI figure that out. Kurun has declared war on Musion. Oh, I don't like that very much. Huh. Well, we have to join now, but damn, okay, well, Rudy has to go back and deal with that then. Fine, fine. It also makes sense. Oh, well, I guess Musion's probably gonna get powered up. Does this hurt our rating? Huh, maybe we won't be able to get any elves to do anything anymore because this might hurt our reliability. I guess we're about to find out. Yeah, that was always bound to happen, but honestly, the Kurun faction is a more valuable ally, especially with the oncoming Vampiric Wars. It does feel like it makes sense as well. We could pay... Wait, what is this? Nagash has been gone from the world for centuries, yet his legacy persists, and now a humble warlock approaches, wishing to sell 2 artifacts said to contain the great necromancer spirit. Yeah, okay. All provinces in adjacent provinces +3 and +1. You know what, 2,000 isn't too bad, let's pay the mortal. It bodes well to have these thralls out there in the world hunting such miscellany down. Most will be fake, exactly, but Nagash is out there somewhere. Alrighty. And... ah, damn, Bellicor, don't you run. Don't you be a little coward. I guess the Amish was foiled, which is what caused that. A little bit unfortunate, but not anything we can do about it. Oh well, at least Rika's moving to Lorelorn. That'll be nice. Tower of Crack actually got besieged by Throggy. Oh, that's interesting, Throggy. Maldwin's ready for duty, and technology research turning nightly orders, a free student as well. And I believe that's it. Okay, Wulfric... Huh. Is Wulfric stuck? What is he doing here? Maybe he wants to go past Aldous? I'm honestly kind of tempted to abandon Fort Strogov. It might be just beneficial to abandon it. Because nothing's happening.
Will of the Blizzard.
For whatever reason, these Norscan factions don't want to take these guys over. But anyway, that's all irrelevant. Unfortunately, we are out of time, and I am going to have to call this episode here. Next time, we begin the war against Musion. In fact, if we really wanted to, we could sail out and take Lyonesse pretty much immediately with Rudy, though we can't then take Musion. I don't think we can reach Musion, so that's the issue. Unfortunately, it looks like it's going to probably fall to the Fey Enchantress or somebody. Lewin is headed out to Massive Orcal, but I do imagine that it'll get sieged. We'll see what exactly happens here. But we may as well take these and then defend them when they arise once more. Misnar was actually probably going to fall to these guys. Well, it looks like we're suddenly very busy. Anyway, that's something for Rudy to do. We will continue the destruction of Moors, and I think Moors dies next episode, together with the Exiles. They will die next episode as well. And then we proceed to take Nagashazar, ideally before the end comes in. We also will be sending some units down here to help our allies. Probably Renki after he attacks these locations, but the ghouls have a lot of work here, which is what they're going to be getting up to over the next few episodes, so stay tuned for all that. Don't forget to leave a like and comment for your friendly neighborhood heretic. Also, you guys let me know. I think some people have suggested that they don't really need me to go over what the plan is for next episode. I personally like to do it as a sort of overview as to what's to come and the plan and it, etc. But you guys let me know if I should keep doing that or just suddenly end the episode or not. Otherwise, whatever I usually say, all glory to the algorithm. And thanks for watching.